Well, halftime, halftime show with the Adelaide and Richmond game. Not been a great start, has it? What are we? How many points down? I can't tell. Anyway, 14-55. It's just been diabolical. 41 points down. I know they got that last one right on the siren, but to go the first quarter going goalless again is a real bugbear. Like, it just shouldn't happen at AFL football. You should be able to score at least a goal a quarter. Um, the method going forward, I mean, we just didn't give ourselves any chances. A few times the kick went to the hot spot in a disciplined way, and then nothing eventuated from it. There was no forwards there to be seen. And then we see Lynch lose his shit and probably going to get suspended for, let's potentially call it 5 to 6 weeks, if we're being honest. Not good enough from Lynch. I can appreciate he's being frustrated with the way the ball's being delivered, but he's got to be better than that as a senior player. And ultimately, the reason why Lynch is getting frustrated is due to the way we deliver the ball. We just keep sitting it on his head, and he keeps getting teamed up on a 2v1, 3v1, week after week after week. So it's no wonder that he's getting frustrated, but that's kind of on us as a team to use the other guys that we've put in the bloody side and pass it to them, or not all converge to the same spot so that they can just monster him and get in his grill. He shouldn't have done it, but it's kind of as a result of the way we move the football. We just have to be better and spread the ground a bit more and use other options. We're too Lynch focused, and it's no wonder he's getting frustrated. But huge brain snap, and that's going to cost him some weeks, which is really, really disappointing. Not to mention it's a lot of it's been the fundamental skill errors as well. Like the amount of, in the first quarter especially, the amount of sort of missed basic kicks or basic handballs on a counter-attacking chain that we just didn't land, that brings it to a screaming halt, and then you're held up in traffic and you potentially turn it over again. It's criminal that we rob ourselves, and a lot of those were from experienced players too. So they're the players that should be hitting those easy balls to get those releases. Yeah, really, really grim stuff, to be honest. And it's the Crows are playing. I don't want to take anything away from the Crows. I think I put a tweet out about it. The Crows are playing how we should aspire to play in terms of the fast rebounding football. They spread the ground well. They use their marking targets well. Dan Curtin on the wing is obviously causing us a great deal of difficulty. Jordan Dawson taking really good marks. They're doing everything that we wish we could hopefully get to doing. But yeah, the skill errors have just been horrific, and we don't give Lynch a chance. And yeah, he's now reacted accordingly. And then you got Lafau off with a calf injury, which is really disappointing for him. Was working his way into the game, obviously sharing the ruckload with Nank, and then yeah, does a calf. I'm not sure of the extent of it, whether it's full blown, whether it's minor, but he looked pretty dejected from it on the bench. So that's a bit disappointing. So I'm not sure who they'll roll through there now. I'm guessing it'll be Jacob Blight, but it's just our slow ball movement, isn't it? I mean, I think our slow ball movement is a lot of the times dictated to by how well the other team sets up, and Adelaide are setting a really, really good zone, and they're not allowing us to come in board and do what we want to try and do. So in a lot of ways, we're forced to just go down the line, and it's really predictable. And if we don't get into a good position, it's really easy for opposition to cut off. Unfortunately, we just don't have that plan B at the moment. And like I said, we'll learn a new layer next year. If it doesn't change next year and it's the same thing again that we're seeing the last few weeks, it'd be alarm bell time. But yeah, the ball movement is, I think it's equal parts us, equal parts credit to Adelaide. And like we sort of said on our shows, that because we play a certain way or just one way, other teams can work it out before the bounces even started, right? And it's easy to combat and shut down, and we end up playing a way that we don't want to play. So I'm not subscribing to the Uze out thing. You got to remember, folks, we're 16 games into a rebuild. 16 games, not a lot. I get it's frustrating and it's hard to watch and it's frustrating to watch. I don't think we should be ousting a coach after 16 games with a side like that. But I respected it. There's people out there who are frustrated and angry. Looking at some of the disposals, I want to filter by Richmond only. So Jack Ross is actually leading the way for us. I mean, he's had an almost game, Jack Ross. He's done some okay things. He's also had a couple of handballs that have not been to the advantage of players. But then he went again and tried to clean it up. So at least he wasn't just leaving people hanging in that sense. 3 clearances, so he's obviously getting some CBAs as well. Prestia 14 touches, Hopper 14 touches. I really actually like Sam Banks' game. I do like his attacking intent, Sam Banks. The runarounds to get the handball from Prestia. That's a bit of knowing your limitations from Prestia's perspective and knowing who your person is off to the side is in Sam Banks. So that was you want to see more of that. That's a Jaden Short-esque type move, and I think we need to see more of that. Taranto 11 touches, Boston 9, Ralph Smith 9, Broad 8. Broad's busting his ass out there. He had that mung kick going forward, and instead of retreating, he followed up and got to the next contest and made an impact, which was good. Alga, I really thought Alga Jaspers worked his way into the contest. A couple of small fumbles here and there, but he's going to be getting used to the pace of the game. And Adelaide's pressure's been over 200 for the first 2 quarters, which is considered elite. And that's a whole different ball game compared to VFL. I think he's handling himself okay, Jasper. He gets to the right spots, and I think he's definitely worth seeing a lot more of. Nank, he's battling manfully. Brown, 7 disposals. Miller's been doing okay. I was a little bit worried about his ankle at one point. Blight punched the ball about 45 metres. He's doing okay. Mansell and Seth Campbell haven't done a hell of a lot. Just haven't really gotten near it. But again, like we said at the start of the week, if we don't bring the ball to ground, we're taking Seth Campbell, Steely Green, and Ryan Mansell. We're taking them out of the game instantaneously. So whilst you'd love to get them more involved, it's kind of on the bigger dudes to bring it to ground to get them involved. Otherwise, it doesn't happen. So it's a little bit multi-pronged there. Steely Green, the 1 disposals, a concern, but again, to the point made earlier that, yeah. And Tom Lynch is actually statless, completely statless, which is not great. Now the Crows are going all right, best YouTube. I'm not sure why you're saying they're sitting 4th for a reason. I think that's not an accurate call to say they're no good. They are doing more than okay. And just in time, exactly right. We're never going to be world beaters in 16 games. For me, it's about the basic fundamentals. Like, I look to the experienced guys in these moments, and you want to see those connecting handballs happening just to give us a chance to hit them on a counter-attack and have some fast ball movement. But we just keep botching those little handballs forward, and we're just not connecting well enough on the counter-attack. And like I said, that could be due to the Crows' pressure and due to maybe some bad skill errors on our behalf as well. So, yeah, I've liked Alga. I think he's been solid. Yeah, Seth hasn't had a great little stretch of games, but again, we're not giving our smalls any chance whatsoever. And with McKelty off now, we lose that aerial threat. I think they threw Bolter down forward late, if I saw that correctly. I was kind of dealing with some crazy kids at the same time, but we're going to have to do something creative. But the problem is we chuck Bolter forward or we chuck Blight forward, whoever it might be, and you've still got the issue of Thilthorpe, Walker, and Fogarty down forward. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword, but we can't leave Lynch to keep fighting that battle. Like, he's already frustrated, and yeah, we need to support him a bit better, but he also needs to be better too. I'm not sure the head stepping thing was intentional. I don't reckon it was. I think that was just a bit of a cluster of pack and trying to move out to get to the ball. I don't think there was much in that one in particular, but obviously the other incident, yeah, dumb as dog shit. O's great. Yeah, for a first-year player, yeah. And that's why I was so keen to see him play last week. I mean, obviously play longer last week, Justin. Because you want to, like, it's important for these kids to get a feel of the game. And, he's got a taste of it while the game's pretty hot and contested at the start. And I think Jasper's handling himself okay. Yeah, Black Car, I think 4+. I mean, I would say closer to 5 or 6 if I'm being honest. It was pretty stupid. So, now look, I'm not buying into the Sia Uze bullshit. There's no need for it, guys and girls. We're 16 games into a rebuild. It's frustrating, but let's keep some perspective. Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say. Having a look at some of the major stats, inside 50s, we're close to doubled. Efficiency inside 50, 29.4%. Our average is 46.8, so that's never a good sign. Clearances are actually stacking up okay. We're only losing 15 to 18. It feels worse watching. Centre clearances are only losing by 1. So we're actually neutralising and halving not so bad there. Again, though, it's the uncontested possessions, isn't it? Like, teams do the same thing to us week in, week out. They just are able to work it around that back 4 or 5, get it out the other side pretty easily and without much effort. And they're winning that 146 to 99. So that's quite a substantial difference. They've taken 76 marks, about 45. That ties in with the uncontested possessions, I guess. 8 marks inside 50, so that's a huge number. They average 11. So that's concerning from a long-term perspective. We've had 0 tackles inside 50, which is really not good enough, but 25 tackles on the whole. So, yeah, Baylor, I was really bummed about the goalless first quarter. I mean, there's a lot of things to be disappointed about, but we obviously still kept it somewhat close in the first quarter. But yeah, I'm really not liking the goalless quarters. And I know, yeah, what do you do? Some of it's to do with the other team, some of it's to do with us, and it's just a bit of a bad mix. So, well, Jay Martin, I would hazard a strong guess that the coaching staff aren't telling the players as the first option to bomb it long. If anyone thinks that, I think they need to just have a think about what high-level coaches would actually be talking about and trying to execute. That's not the plan. That's happening because we're getting railed up into having to do that because we've had all our other options taken away from us because we're too easy to defend against currently. That's not plan A. We just don't have the facility to be able to do the kick we want to do, or they're not confident enough to take the kick off because maybe Adelaide sag just off and give you that little look and they don't want to take the kick. I can assure you that, yeah, you have to understand that's not the plan. He's not out there. He's also not out there fumbling the ball either, just quietly. So I think we need to ease up on the Sakuze stuff. It's frustrating. It's annoying, yes, but we're 16 games into a rebuild and we knew it was going to be a tough season. No, if anyone thought we were going to be winning games left, right and center, we kind of flagged earlier that wasn't going to happen. But we're trying to mimic the old, and like I said, I've been impressed with what Adelaide have been doing, and long term we want to try and get to their level and what they're playing like. But what's the solution for Dan Curtin on the wing as well? He's actually posing a real big issue. What is he, like 197 centimeters or something? He's a big boy, and we are just unable to stop him at the moment. He's having a pretty big influence. What's everyone's thoughts on Bolter's game so far as well? I've not been blown away by what he's done at this point in time. The ball misreading the ball going through his hands and Rankin gets a goal out the back. Good for my super coach, not good for the game. But it's there's a bit to work on. But look, we've got half-time happening right now, so they've got a chance to try and adjust some things and turn it around. I guess for everyone, it's all we want to see is effort, right? If it doesn't come off, it doesn't come off. But if they're having a crack for 4 quarters, you don't want to see them roll over now and this stay goalless for the second half, for example, and it blows out to an 80, 90 point win. We can obviously accept the Crows are a better team than us at the moment, and that's completely fine. But we can't afford as a team to roll over that. They need to show some grit. They need to show that they can regain some composure. Lynch in particular, especially as a senior and a leader of the footy club. What he's done is done. He can't change that. That's going to be lingering in the back of his mind undoubtedly for the rest of the game, but he now has to find a way to work around it. But yeah, I'm desperately wanting us to change our method of going forward in the second half if we can move it quick enough to make it happen. And a lot of the time, it kind of stems from the back half. We do well to turn the ball over in defensive 50. Like we'll take an intercept mark, we'll earn a free kick, whatever it might be. it's that first kick from there that takes a little bit too long, which gives the other team, or gives the Crows time to set up their zone. And that's what constricts us, and that's why we can't take off those corridor kicks and why we're forced down the line. So we can actually move the ball quicker from the back half of the ground. Once we get possession, we should be able to open it up a little bit more and give ourselves a chance to try and be a bit more productive with our 450 entries, because at the moment, we're not giving ourselves a chance to get it in anywhere near quick enough. Which is, yeah, Craig, that's it. It's all about the fight. Like, fighting in the contest, not the Tom Lynch type. Yeah, the skill level's been, I don't know, I don't think it's dewy there. It doesn't look like it is. But, yeah, the Crows have definitely been far cleaner than us with ball in hand, haven't they? So, effort, yeah, we did want effort. I mean, you would think that was happening, Andrew, I would imagine. I think that's kind of mandatory for all the players, to be honest, to see and speak to all the experts and things like that. But, I mean, Thilthorpe's a big dude as well. So, again, I don't want to take away from Thilthorpe as a player. But, yeah, Bolter's just probably given a couple of easy ones that he'd like to have back. I would appreciate it. Love your tuning in. I appreciate it. Justin's a good point. Our effort and pressures fine. The skill error it's right. It's the skill side of things. We just make the wrong decision too many times out of 10, which causes some issues for us. But look, it's the byproduct of a new team, a young team. I'm not making excuses. It's just the reality of what happens. We've got a second half ahead of us though, so let's see if we can hopefully turn it around. Yeah, we're looking for an answer. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for an answer. So I appreciate everyone jumping on. I understand the frustrations. Let's hold back on the Uze heat because he's not out there kicking the ball and he's sure as hell not telling him to just bomb it down the line every time. There's a lot of reasons why it happens. We just have to work with that, and we need to move the ball quicker from the back half so we don't bomb it long every single time. But the second half's about to begin. Go back and enjoy the rest of the footy, folks. Hopefully we see a really good and competitive second half. We just want a response. As we see Sam Banks, is he getting treatment? That's not good if I'm seeing that correctly. But he's been good. So we need more Sam Banks running past for handballs. But have a great rest of the second half, folks. And yeah, we might do a fan